Welcome to episode 2 of everything you need to know about data and the fundamentals of customer experience. I hope you'll spend a few minutes with us in this short taxi journey to talk about omni-channel customer recognition, perhaps the most crucial cog of them all, because everything else is built upon it. The ability to know who an individual is, online, offline, mobile, in-store and everywhere else, is every marketer's holy grail, whether they realise it or not. Why? Because the better you can recognise someone, the more you can make marketing people-based, more relevant, and deliver a better customer experience. Let's take an example. A client, one of Europe's largest retailers, has told us that if they can take a potential customer and move them from the anonymous to the known state, they can increase the return on investment by as much as 800% for their top segments. That's a huge result, but is it really that surprising when you remember that by identifying the individual, they can connect the right data to the right people, create a richer, more accurate single customer view and smarter insights, which all adds up to more relevant marketing, people-based marketing, and a better experience. We've talked about the importance and value of customer recognition, but we might as well talk about how challenging it is too. We live in a world of constant change, and let me give you an example of that. In the UK alone, on average, every day, about 9,500 households move, 1,500 people marry, 800 divorce, and about 2,000 retire. These are huge lifestyle changes. This is intent data of the highest potential value, if you can recognise the customer as they move across these different identities, both physical and digital. Customer recognition is difficult in both the online and offline worlds. Let's start with offline, and let's look at Jane Sarah Smith and how we may encounter her. So she may buy a car as Jane Smith, she may book a holiday as J Smith or JS Smith. She may marry or move or both. And it's entirely possible that Jane Sarah Smith of 1 the Street Manchester is now Jane Brown of 2 the Road Brighton. How can we possibly know that's one and the same person? The problem with traditional matching techniques, often known as fuzzy matching, is that we're asking computers to do something they really don't like doing. Computers love certainty, they love ones and zeros. Now, we may use computers to predict probabilities all of the time, but the outcomes are only as good as the data we give them and the rules. And if we take Jane Smith and we take a computer and ask it to compare Jane Smith of Manchester with Jane Brown of Brighton, how can the computer deduce it's one and the same person when the only thing that's in common is one word, Jane? Knowledge-based matching is an advanced technique that uses a rich data set and knowledge base of different representations of the same individual as they move through life. This means as people move through those big lifestyle changes, such as marrying or moving home, you can identify them as the same one person. A knowledge base will keep up with that, keeps up with the speed of life, and allows a marketer not to deal with fragments and fractured views of people, but one view and all of the resulting smarter, deeper insights. Customer recognition is hard in the offline physical world, but in the digital online space there are a whole new set of challenges. Take me as an example. I have an email address that I use to log onto Wi-Fi and social sites, but it's not my main personal email. And then there's my work email, and I'm pretty sure I've got 2 or 3 other email accounts that I log onto occasionally at best. I have access to 2 PCs, well, one's a Mac, one's business and one's personal. I've got access to 2 tablets, and 5 mobile numbers are associated with my name. One's mine, one's business, and 3 are family, only one of which I'm ever really likely to answer. That's a lot of digital personas wrapped up in one person. And then there are cookies, which most websites use to remember you, but they're increasingly regulated and they're almost non-existent in the mobile space. The thing is, cookies really can help deliver a much better person-centric experience, but some people are suspicious of them, or more accurately, their misuse, and may delete them, making it harder again. The online world is a growing mass of fragments of data that are really difficult to link to one person. However, today there are advanced techniques, a range of online identifiers which, used in privacy-compliant ways, can really ensure that you're targeting and talking to the right person. And my colleague Richard from LiveRamp will explain more in a later episode. In short, omnichannel customer recognition allows you to be able to recognise your customers online, offline, across all of today's channels and devices. All of which means smarter, more accurate insights that drive a better customer experience. Now, those insights can only really come from the data itself, and it's activating the data in the new data economy that we'll be covering in the next episode. I hope you'll join us for it.